Hello and welcome to the Katie's Arms. I'm super impressed with myself because it's actually 2 minutes before I'm supposed to be here and I'm early. And I figured that that would kind of compensate for the fact that for the last two or three Katie's Arms, I've actually been late. Anyway, welcome one, welcome all. I hope you're all doing all right. Thank you again for everybody who's been so kind about Katie's Arms and has been coming up. It's craziness, actually. All over America, people seem to be part of Katie's Arms. And I have to still explain it, that it's actually how we call pubs in the UK. But it's brilliant to see so many people involved, and also brilliant that other people are finding each other on Katie's Arms or on my damn Instagram or wherever, because then you can realise there's someone else who maybe thinks a bit like you. And I would really encourage you all, if you can, to get involved in the comments. I'm really not relevant to any of this. So if there's someone out there that you could talk to or be part of or join their conversation or make them feel better, please do that. If that's laughing at me together, that's perfect as well. Whatever it takes, just so that we all keep going, because it really matters right now. I'm so bloody sorry about Prince Philip as well. I'm revolted by Twitter and all the assholes on there who are being vile today. I don't want to talk about them too much because it gives them the attention that they so desperately crave. All I would say is that if you need attention on a social media platform on the death of somebody who served this country and one woman for his whole life, then seriously, your penis, smaller than a chipolata. Like, you may call that black Twitter, but black Twitter, frankly, today you absolutely disgust me. And I'm glad I'm not part of black Twitter either. If that's how you all think that that makes you better than white Twitter, no, you're wrong. Have some goddamn respect, learn some goddamn manners, and learn to respect your elders and betters. Whatever you think of the royalty, whatever you think of the monarchy, have some respect when someone dies. Because the next time one of black Twitter dies, white people won't be allowed to take the piss out of that, will they? Because that would be seen as deeply racist. So wind that in, and that's the last I want to talk about, you assholes. As for the rest of us who do have some decency, respect, normal values, humanity, a super sad day. I'm really sorry for the Queen. I mean, God, how that bloody woman keeps going, I've no idea, after all the things she's seen. I mean, can you imagine? I'd love to have a glass of wine with the Queen and her just to take us through her damn life. I can only imagine what it was like after the war, when we had won the war against Germany, 2 world wars and 1 World Cup. And no, I am going to talk about it. I won't ever forgive the Germans for that either. That's not being racist, that's just that we won. So suck it up. Also, Angela Merkel, ginger and short, 2 of my least favourite things. Angela Merkel could kill both her parents in the night with an ice pick and still turn up in a pantsuit at the EU at 7 a.m. to discuss fisheries policies. She's that kind of woman. And she's exactly like other Germans, to be fair. Germans love a bloody rule. If you're German on here, you know, Germans love a rule. Germans don't even, they buy a ticket on the subway, but they don't even have barriers. They just buy the ticket because it's the rule. I'm not saying that that's not correct and awfully good of them, but Jesus, how restrained do you need to be? I think Germans are very zipped up, aren't they? They're never going to be my kind of people. If you're a German here at the Katie's Arms, let me know. And if you have a personality, definitely let me know. But if you're not sure if you have a personality, it probably means you don't have one. German people. Where am I going with this? Don't know. I'm very sorry for Prince Philip. Second point on Prince Philip, Boris Johnson. Boris Johnson, potato in a wig, we know. Brush your bloody hair. What happens when people die is that we make an effort out of respect. So, you blonde-headed twat, get a hairbrush, stop being a bumbling dickhead just because you went to Eton, brush your bloody hair, put on a proper suit, smarten yourself up, actually lose 50 pounds as well, you chubby tard, and get out there and show some respect. Because the British people, someone like me, even though I look like this today because I'm in California, would have some respect. And we would get out there looking somewhat smart, wearing something somewhat smart, and say something authentic and true about how we feel sorry for the Queen. So bloody well brush your hair, you absolute pillock. I don't know, what happens at Katie's Arms? I don't know, I just get all... It's totally become therapy. I will never have to see a hairdresser again, so I won't have to bore anyone with my shit, right? Prince Harry. If there's one thing you don't want to happen when you are being a massive twat, it is for someone in your family to die. And let's just think about, when I have fallouts with people, or have some kind of fracas, or something goes wrong, or I've just given someone a bit of, piece of my mind, I don't actually want them then to die. Because if they die when you've just had the falling out, it's awkward. You never got to say sorry and make up and say that, you didn't mean that to happen. So my sense is that Prince Harry now is royally Rogered. I mean, he was royally Rogered before. Well, he was royally Rogered when he married Markle, because obviously she's an uber cockwomble and I think was sent to destroy the royal family, or at least destroy Prince Harry. The freaky woman is alleged to have worn Princess Diana's perfume to their first date. Like, that's next level. I think we've talked about that on Katie's Arms before. But Prince Harry is now screwed, because the British nation knows that he truly Rogered the royal family by buggering off with Markle and being crass on Oprah and taking the problems onto national TV just so they could earn some more money, because they're now, living a lifestyle they don't deserve. Because what were they really? She was just a shitty actress from a trailer park and not very good at it, although she used to be hot before she let herself go. And he was just the ginger brother who was never really going to be on the throne. Ginger brother plus shitty trailer park actress equals nothing much. And now his grandfather has died at a time when he brought shame on the family. So I'm terribly, terribly sorry for Prince Philip. I'm so sorry for the Queen, but I would definitely say that Prince Harry, I don't know, he's got to be feeling like shit right now. I would be. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you, very kind for what you're saying. Everyone telling me that the Queen's German. I don't want to talk about that. Okay, there's some things I talk about. There's some things I just politely let go. I don't need to talk about whether the Queen may or not be German. I wanted to, Prince Philip's, he's got the best quotes. If you don't know his quotes and the things that he said over the years, please, have a look. If it's got 4 legs and it's not a chair, if it's got 2 wings and flies but it's not an aeroplane, if it swims but is not a submarine, the Cantonese will bloody well eat it. And he said that at a World Wildlife Fund meeting. How genius is that? At a time of the Corona Wuhan flu, which was alleged to have come out of the wet markets. My arse, did that come out of the wet markets? Bioweapons don't come out of wet markets. But anyway, the fact that he just said that at a World Wildlife meeting, I just loved he was kind of me before me. So he just said shit that he thought and then didn't really give a toss, but said it in massive events where he really shouldn't have said it. I think he's had things to say about people's distinctive eye contours in the past. I know that I think there were some Africans playing bongo drums and he asked them if they could play him a Christmas carol. He's just been epic at every level. I'm just trying to see his other quotes here. So do look up Prince Philip's best quotes, because they're just glorious and I love him deeply. Now, I need you to do something for me. This is your task this week at the Katie's Arms. And yes, I promise I'll do some questions today. I got told off last week by you guys because I just basically banged on for a very long time. So I promise to try and do questions, but I can't really guarantee it. Your task, I need you, if you've got a pen, do you still have pens? Do kids have pens these days? I don't know. Does everyone just text everything or just talk into those? Don't ever leave me a freaking voice chat, whatever that is. If you need to message me, bloody text me. Don't voice chat me. If you can't be asked to use your thumb or finger and text me a proper bloody message, I'm not listening to any voice notes. Voice notes are a sign that you think your life is more valuable than mine, and it isn't, frankly. I'm a busy lady. I haven't got time to deal with your shit. Text your own text or sod off. So your task, this is where you need a pen, like a normal person. Pastor Arthur, but I think it's Artur, Arthur Pawlowski. Do you say it like that? That sounds Italian. It's not Italian. He's definitely Polish. Pawlowski. Anyway, I love him. I want to marry him immediately. If anybody knows Artur Pawlowski, please let me know him. Please introduce me to him. I absolutely need him to be at least my 4th husband. But go to YouTube. But do not, no, someone's saying I hate voice notes. Someone's saying I love a voice note. I freaking hate a voice note. Idleness. Seven deadly sins. Is idleness one of the seven deadly sins? Idleness. I think it is, but it's not called that. Isn't that right? What's one of the seven deadly sins that's about being lazy? Sloth. Sloth. Okay, so I love the seven deadly sins, all of them. I love the movie Seven, and just went off on a bit of a tangent. We'll come back. And but sloth, yes, that's right. They make that guy eat and eat and eat, don't they? Until he's like, until his stomach bursts. That's got me going. So I love those. And then they have the one where it's vanity, isn't it? She has to either call for help. She cut off her nose to spite her face, and she had painkillers. Oh no, sleeping tablets in one, glued to one hand, and a phone glued to the other. And she either had to take the sleeping tablets or ring for help. But because they cut her nose off, she chose to take the sleeping tablets. Brilliant movie. But not sure how that completely linked to the pastor. Having said that, Pastor Arthur Pawlowski. So you need to look him up on YouTube. He is a legend in his own lifetime. Essentially, he's in Canada, and I've never met anybody in Canada before with a personality. You just don't find it. Canadians are a little bit odd. Like, it's why I suppose they're in Canada and not in America, because no one quite wants anyone Canadian near them. So you just sort of keep them above you on the border. Don't let them in. So Canadians, in my opinion, aren't actually that great as a people, and don't speak French enough, typically. May have lost some Canadian supporters to the Katie's Arms, but hey, never mind. It means our average IQ just went up. So he's in Canada. A group of police came to shut his church down on Passover, and he chucked them out the church. You'll hear, if you go to the YouTube, he just goes, "Get out! Get out! Nazis, get out!" And he's just, "Get out of my church!" And this stupid blonde bint, who's obviously nominated herself chief of police, blah, 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 bullshit, COVID, bullshit, "Get out! I'm not listening to you, get out!" And he chases them out of his church. And it's just epic. So please, if you need some faith in humanity, find Pastor Pawlowski, ask him to marry me, and be restored that there are people there still out there with balls, and all of those disgusting police, 8, 9, 10 of them coming into a church on the Passover, were just kicked right out the door. So if you are a church person and you've locked your doors, my question to you is why? Get out and open your bloody doors. And if you don't know how to open a bloody door, then watch me or Pastor Tim. You get a key, you go to your front door, and you open your bloody church. And if you don't know how to do that, you don't deserve to have a church. Get gone. These are the kind of pastors we need, because people need to gather. And if churches are going to be the new public square, bloody marvellous. We can have a Katie's Arms in a church. I mean, that's essentially what I've been doing here in America. And 400, 450, 500 people showing up in church. I'm giving it large, and we're all together. It's perfect. So pastors, get out, open your doors, and if the Nazis come, chuck them out as well. What else did I want to speak to you about? Yes, Greta Thunberg is not saying that she won't go to the COP, which is the sort of climate change bullshit, in COP26. So that'll be the next one, because she's too worried about the pandemic. So what I'm trying to highlight here is that this is the blessings of bullshit COVID, is that little noodle features, who's no longer a child. So she's, we can say what we want now. She hasn't really got the whole pigtails, slightly autistic thing going on. So she's good to go for my money. She's now not going to go to the COP26 to talk about climate bullshit, because she's worried about the COVID pandemic bullshit. And this is where the collision of bullshit factors actually means that we're the winners, because all of that, those arseholes are just buggered because they don't know which rule do I do the climate thing? Do I do the COVID bullshit thing? They can't decide, so they just sit home and shut up. Perfect. Meanwhile, the rest of us can hopefully just crack on with our lives a little bit. You may have seen a university in the UK put up a freaking statue to Greta, the little twat. £26,000 of students and, taxpayers' money used to make a bronze statue of some plaited weirdo who got 30,000 people to march on Bristol just when the pandemic was starting. So she may well now say, I'm not going to go to the COP26 because of the pandemic. She was the one holding a massive massive student protest just as the pandemic was beginning. Do you remember that? When they had the bullshit school strikes, pretending that it was about the climate when it was just posh kids basically going out for a day on their Instagram to hang out together. None of my kids did that, I can tell you. Right. I'm now breathing. So, why do I look 60 years old? I don't know, darlings, because I was ridden hard and put to bed wet. That's what we say here in America. You look like you were rode hard and put to bed wet. And in many ways, some of that is true, and I'm quite proud of all of it. I don't actually give a shit what my face looks like most of the time, darlings. This idea that women have to look great on TV or women have to look great on whatever they're doing, but men can get away with looking like haggard old bastards. I don't give a shit. All I care about is what I'm speaking about. All I care about is that people feel better. All I care about is that British people are generally okay and someone's out there looking after them or trying to speak their own truths. It doesn't matter to me if you think I look old. I have no aspiration to live that long. Old age doesn't appeal. When I'm doubly incontinent, I don't freaking want to be here anymore. So if my face looks older than I am, that's fine because my body's never going to catch up. Shit me. If you'd been in some of the places I've been, maybe your face would look a bit haggard too. So that's just to clear that point up. I don't give a toss what you think about my face. Okay, good. Then there's the double standards of it. Let's just take Susanna What's-Her-Face, who's just sort of the pouting quiet one next to that used to give Piers the platform and let him take all of the sound bites while she just talked about her boobs. The point is she always looked kind of hot and he just looks like a fat bastard. And that was perfectly fine. Andrew Neil, any of the men on TV, typically Boris, look like haggard old bastards. Apart from the newsreader who's Welsh, he's hot. Women have to make this super effort and never ever age. And that, my friends, is absolute bullshit. As is, we did this last week, didn't we? Priti Patel with her skinny face, when she's actually a triangle woman. We talked about that. Right, I need you to be my life coach. I guess that's a little bit what this is, isn't it? That's a little bit what Katie's Arms is trying to sort of inject into people a sense that, damn it, man, you've got to do your thing. So there's a story I wanted to share with you at the risk of boring you to death. And in fact, obviously, you're sat there, you have control. This is like the remote control, right? So if I'm boring the shit out of you, you don't need to stay here and say it. You could just piss off. You know, like if you don't like what I'm saying, piss off. And I kind of mean that to people as well in the comments section that say something nasty or say something nasty about any of my family here on Instagram. You don't get to do that. You don't get to be rude to anybody in the comments section of my Instagram. No. Likely as not, I'll show up at your house and I will make that a reality for you when I'm back in the UK. And yes, that is a direct threat. But you don't get to be unkind to people. You can be unkind to me and then I'll ask you to piss off. You don't get to be unkind to anybody else in my comments section. Thank you. Or there'll be trouble and I will make sure trouble comes to your door. So a little story I wanted to tell you. Downtown Denver in Colorado, right? Bullshit, lefties, lots of homeless people, my kind of place. So I'm amongst all of that and they're really into their masks. Have you got your mask? Where's your mask? Where's your masks? So this whole mask thing, everywhere you go. And they had a rule about the lifts. Only one person in a lift or one family group in a lift. And this hotel's got 14 floors. So these bloody idiots are queuing in the lobby, queuing in the lobby. And that, you know, so a lift comes, the lift has got one person in it. And so they still wait. They wait. So on the 7th floor, this one day into this bullshit, and on the 7th floor, I go to get our lift and there's a queue going down the hallway. Right, so the lift opens and there's someone in there, so no one goes in. So then I march into the lift, stick my foot in the door and go, do you mind if I come in? Because frankly, I don't give a shit. And the guy in the lift has got tattoos, which is a good sign. I've gone 180 on tattoos because they're a symbol of people who are defiant typically. I mean, if you're over the age of 30. If you've got tattoos and you're 20, yeah, you can still just do one because you're probably a fucking left-wing lesbian. But I love lesbians, but, well, whatever. But tattoos over the age of 30, 35 means you're one of us, usually. So I go into the elevator and I go, I don't give a shit. And the guy with the tattoo says, well, I don't give a shit either. Come in. So now I'm in the elevator. We get to the 5th floor, the lift door opens. There's a line of people. There's queues of people. And so I grab the family that are out there with their kid. And I'm like, do you want to come in? Because we don't give a shit. And they all come into the lift. So by the time we get to the ground floor, we've just got this great elevator full of brilliant people. And I'm like, shall we go back up to the 13th floor? Because you guys are the best guys I've found so far in America. And then we get down to the ground floor and the guys are like, right, put on your angry face, put on your I hate the world face. And out we all marched. And my point about this story is that even in the heartland of the mask-wearing Nazi nutters, is that if you provide a doorway for other people, sometimes other people can walk through the doorway with you. So just by me fronting down that line of people and just stepping into the lift, other people felt that. And I know that other people on that floor would then have done the same thing, because why wouldn't you? And it was kind of glorious as well, because everyone else queuing, it's like, yeah, see you later, lefties. You own your shitty little rules because we aren't playing by them anymore. And off I go. And I kind of think that's true, isn't it? That's where we're at with this. Like, you want to have rules that you want to have that make your life smaller or more shit or, you know, less free. Sure, you wait. You wait on the 7th floor. You wait there all day if you want, love. I don't give a shit. You're quite ugly anyway because you're a Democrat. But if you're the funsies and you don't want to live by those rules, see if you can navigate your way around them. See how far you can get. See if you can be the gateway to someone else saying, you know what, we're going to just do our thing. And I know so many of you are doing exactly that. You know, I know so many of you are already doing what you have to do. And I want to thank you for that. I want to thank anybody that's running their, you know, whatever it is you need to do to get through this with a group of other people. Good on you. Do it some more. Get one more person in, because I can see how you guys are making the difference and helping people hold on. Right. Life is too short. Live your life. Truth. Now, I am going to try and go to questions, but this could go wrong. Please don't ask me anything about my sex life, which is what you normally do. Okay, so I have to tell you about. Do you know? I do believe. I don't want to say I've become an influencer. I'm quite scared of that. But obviously I'm now an influencer because, yeah, I'm no longer an Islamophobic, sexist, misogynist, fattest cow, because now I'm speaking about COVID and people are like, maybe she's not such a twat. So because I'm an influencer, darling, influencer, does that mean I get to go to Dubai really soon and wear an inappropriate swimming costume and have a fat ass? I'm excited. What do you have to do to be an influencer? I think you have to be young, so that's a bit shit. I think you have to have a fat ass, right? And then I think you have to wear a swimming costume that's not appropriate. Can I wear a Speedo? Can I be an influencer and wear a Speedo? Don't know. But I have got a great swimming costume with an American flag on it. It's brilliant. And I haven't got a fat ass. Also brilliant. Do you have to get your tits out to be an influencer? I think you do, don't you? Don't know. What do men do then? If women get their tits out to be an influencer, what do men do? Do they get their knobs out? I don't think they do. That's double standards as well, isn't it? Women have to get their tits out. What do men get out? Nothing. Anyway, as an influencer, these are from my girlfriend, and they were for my birthday. And I like them because they look like testicles. I also like them because they suggest an element of fun. So if anyone's trying to like mask me up, there's this that suggests I may not be, you know, a COVID Nazi. I think they're from Etsy, and I think the same too for this. In fact, I bought this for myself. That's something everybody out there should also do. Buy something that you like for yourself. Because often as like mothers and things, we buy things for everyone else. And but you should buy one thing for yourself. And this was cheap, but I don't know where it's from. But now I know that I'm obviously an influencer. I'm going to find links to things and post them. And then, you know, before I know it, I'll be back on the Daily Mail. Except I can't be because I got shut down from there because, oh my God, you don't even know that story. Maybe it's time. Maybe it's time to start sharing some of these other truths of my backstory. Okay, we'll think about that. But there's some stories no one knows. I don't know how that would go. I think that would see my Instagram channel shut down really freaking fast. But let's just say heads of churches and heads of other religious groups, heads of charities, heads of governments have been involved in getting me removed. Anyway, let's park that for now. So I think these things are Etsy, and the reason I like Etsy is because it's normal people. It's normal people selling stuff that they've made, usually at home, and I think they get most of their money. So that seems like a good thing to do right now when everyone's being royally rogered up the arse. People are saying share about the Daily Mail. That's a big story. Is your mum listening today? I don't know. Mother, thank you for thinking of my mum. Thank you to the Katie's Arms. My mother, if you're listening, remember we talked about this, and or any of my children. Mummy has told you, you don't listen to Mummy's lives. Mother, you don't listen to my lives. This is private. This is the pub. We don't have children, my children. We don't have mother. Mother, go and look at Monty Don or go and plant some bulbs. Go on. And children, go to bed or do something. Go and clean your teeth properly. Go and clean your teeth along your gums, or go and change the toilet roll and put the lid back on the toothpaste, please, for God's sake. And don't be listening to your mum on here. Okay, good. Am I coming to Florida anytime soon? So, I should update you as to what the hell I'm doing. I am going from here to Beverly Hills. I have 2 nights of doing stand-up. Woohoo! A First Hopkins, a formal stand-up. I've done lots of informal stand-up around LA. 2 nights of stand-up at the Lux Hotel, which currently is sold out. And we hadn't promoted it yet. So I have an issue with, I need a bigger venue. So if you're in Beverly Hills, LA, Florida, anywhere, and you can get a bigger venue, I'm struggling for venue size, and we're selling tickets without selling them. So 2 nights stand-up in LA has sold out. And then I'm moving up through Palm Springs and Sacramento. I'll be back in LA at the end of the month. If we could get a bigger venue, I would do it again and fill it. We've got a wait list. And then I do think I might hop over to Florida. So we can definitely look for some Florida dates. The bigger the venue, the better. Probably 400-ish is about the numbers that we're sort of filling at the moment. I did a venue last night and the event started at 7. We were full at 5. So people want to be together, people want to laugh together, and people want to have a good time together. And I'm so thrilled to be part of this. People ask me when I'm coming home. I bloody love my country. I love the UK. I love British people, most of all. I signed up to serve my country for 35 years, and I said I would be the first female general. So be under no illusion that I don't respect or love my country. I bloody well do. And the only way I can reconcile with the fact that I'm no longer in the army, where I should be, is that I fight for my country somewhere else now. So don't be thinking that I just pissed off to America because I don't give a shit. The opposite is true. I can stand on a stage in front of 2,000 people in the last week and tell them exactly what's going on in the UK. They send you their love, their support, their sympathy, and their strength. And this is where we will take hope back from and replant it like we used to when they came and took the vineyards from us. We will replant hope together. So just so we're clear, this is not that I don't love my country. If I could, I'd still be in the military fighting for my country wherever I could as well. Good. Okay, listen, what have we got? We've got 4 more minutes. Thank you. Someone's saying we don't want you back here. Darling child, I don't give a shit what you want, because I'll do what the bloody hell I want. You're the one sat under lockdown being told what to do and being rogered up the arse. No doubt you're thinking of having the vaccine. I'm the one who's in America where I'm banned from being because I'm British, and where I'm not allowed to be because it's illegal to leave my own country. So if you think for one moment I give a toss what you think you want, I don't. I'm living my own life. You live yours. I'll do mine. But I guarantee you this, mine will be tougher, bigger, better, stronger than yours will ever be. Okay. Anyone else got something else to say? No, funny that. Right, my loves. I will love you and leave you. We will work out. I don't even know what next Friday is. I don't know what date it might be. I will love you and leave you. Katie's Arms will be back next week. I will always update on the Thursday, Friday to let you know where, when and how. And we will keep this going eventually. And here's a request out there. I can't get a venue in the UK to host me because I'm an Islamophobic, Nazi bastard, feminist, fattist, misogynist cow. If there's a venue who would host me, we will fill it. We will fill it. I'm thinking a theatre would be good. You know, we could fill a venue very easily if someone's willing to make that stand. And of course, the problem with it is that the mob will come, they will attack it, they'll try and firebomb it. But everyone asking, will I do a UK tour? Yes. But I'm kind of screwed because no venue will have me because the mob will burn it down. And also I'm banned from Wales. But, I mean, who gives a shit, really? Who wants to hang around with the Welsh, right? So, in fact, that's what Prince Philip said. He was in Scotland and he said to a driving instructor, Prince Philip said, how do you keep the natives off the booze long enough to get them through the test? Yes. Good man. So let's leave the last word to Prince Philip. Super love to everybody at the Katie's Arms. Do not despair. Remember, we strengthen in order to endure, in order to prevail. And we will bloody well prevail, even if I have to make sure of it in person. Okay, I will see you all next time at the Katie's Arms. Thanks very much for joining me.